Most of the accusations are baseless because even before proper investigation is being conducted, some of the media houses jump to conclusion and allege the pastoralists to have perpetrated whatever it is. And most of the times when things happen, take for example what took place in Mangu the last time, you see most of the electronic media that were there, their stories were lopsided because they aired from the other side without balancing from the other side. So these are some of the issues. So, the pastoralists in Nigeria are at the receiving end of everything that I said on the podium, because they are at the receiving end of farmer-herder conflict. They are also at the receiving end of kidnapping and cattle wrestling. Coming to cattle wrestling, they are 95% owners of the cattle in the country. So whenever you hear of cattle being wrestled, that cattle must have been wrestled from a pastoralist. And coincidentally, it must have been wrestled from a Fulani man. Because the coincidence is that the owners of the cattle in the country are coincidentally all Fulanis. And they are coincidentally all Muslims. So that is why if there is a conflict between a particular community that is Christian-based, so the explanation can easily be turned into religious. And if there is a conflict between the pastoralists as Fulanis who are belonging to the same tribe with a particular ethnic group, so it can easily be given the coloration of an ethnic conflict. But if the media can be fair to the pastoralists, they are at the receiving end of all these vices. But I'm not saying this to support them to the extent that they don't have criminals among them. We have our fair share of criminals. It's a fact that whenever you catch a gang of bandits or criminals, most of the times you find Fulanis in those groups. So we also have our fair share of criminals like any other society in the country. But for a crime being perpetrated by few and a whole particular race is being held responsible, I don't think justice is being done to the pastoralists in the country. Thank you very much. It's organized on behalf of my association, because whenever you mention of either Mieti Allah or Fulani, one thinks of one form of criminality or the other, either kidnapping, banditry, cattle rustling, or whatever. So I stand here before you today as National President of the Mieti Allah Cattle Breeder Association, an association that was established in 1986, an association that has His Eminence the Sultan of Sokoto as the Chairman Board of Trustees, and four other respected northern traditional rulers, the Emir of Kano, Zazzau, Kazana, and Lamido of Adama, and the other Board of Trustee members. It's a peaceful association, and our members are peaceful. We are all over the country. You can find our offices in all the 6 states and FCT. You can find our offices in all the local governments across the country. We are the only democratic pastoralist group in the country. We never represent any criminality in this country. We are for peace, and we represent those pastoralists who are going around doing their legitimate businesses. And we also represent those pastoralists who are also at the receiving end of one form of criminality or the other in this country. Mention it, either farmer-herder conflict, they are always at the receiving end. Cattle wrestling, they are at the receiving end because they are the sole owners of the cattle in the country. They own 95% of Nigerian cattle. Whenever you hear of a cattle being wrestled, it must have been wrestled from a pastoralist. They are also at the receiving end of kidnapping, because whenever, before you hear one person being kidnapped either in the city or on the road, hundreds of them must have been kidnapped in the forest. It's a silent happening. The media don't hear it. The media don't report about it. Some are poor today because they have sold all their cows in the process of paying ransom. When they are kidnapped or members of their families are being kidnapped, they pay ransom, sell the cattle, pay ransom, Some are out of business because of kidnapping as a result of payment of ransom. They are receiving aim of banditry because most of the times when you hear of banditry, when a banditry case is being reported, you must also hear of cows being arrested by the bandits. They take from pastoralists. So today the confusion is we are both victims and culprits. It's true and clear that whenever you catch a group of criminals, you find pastoralist youth in them. What do you expect? It's a neglected society that was not given the opportunity for education because of the nature of his business. He roams while looking for free faster as the only thing he knows to do because he has not been trained to stay in a ranch. He is doing the only thing he knows to do to survive. And the cow is his only source of livelihood. His life and that of his family depends on the cow. And the only thing he knows to keep the cow alive is to roam the wild looking for free pasture to feed the cow. That is the only thing he knows. While we are living in this era of development, the pastoralists are still living in the past, practicing the primitive system of animal husbandry in today's era, which may not be sustained, considering the population growth, considering the effect of climate change, considering so many other factors, considering the enormous demand on the land that doesn't increase. So this calls for effective planning. That is where we need the media to dwell attention, to pressurize government, to evolve a system of settlement model that can suit the peculiarities of the pastoralists we have in the country for them to be settled. If we import a model of settlement for them, they won't embrace it because over 70% of them are smallholder farmers that cannot afford ranching. So I appreciate the organizers for coming, for converging the country's journalists here, because most of the times, most of the journalists, I believe, don't understand these dynamics. We are not criminals. We are peaceful people who also need security. And by reporting negatively against any particular group, it does nothing other than to narrow the channels of investigation, other than to confuse the media in trying to go after the real culprits. If you report without proper investigation, you are narrowing the channels of investigation. You are confusing the security in doing their work. Allow for investigation before you jump to conclusion. It's becoming clear today. It happens in Plateau recently, where a Catholic priest was involved. It happens in Ekiti recently, where the natives are involved. It happens in Southern Kaduna recently. The truth is coming out clearly now. Let the media have ethics. Let the media be fair in their presentation. Let the media be balanced. This very important gathering, I believe, it will, at the end, it will create a single focus for the media to perform as the first estate of the realm in general. But to me, as far as security is concerned, the media is supposed to be the second estate of the realm because next to security is the media. You have a very important role to play in ensuring security in the country. You have a very important role to play in ensuring the economic progress of the country. Because of the time factor, I will stop here. Mete Allah Kashubeda Association is the only democratic pastoralist group, and we have to Mete Allahs to clear here. This is MACBAN, there is another Mete Allah category for the media to differentiate between the two. Thank you very much.
So I don't think of a better forum than this one, because we have come across a convergence of journalists across the country, representative of energy coming from states and print, electronics, all sorts of media houses still are here today. So I don't think of a better forum that I need as a leader of the pastoralist group in the country than the one I'm coming across to today.
So you describe the Nigerian journalists as the second, not the third estate of the realm. Can you share more light?
Well, you see, generally they are seen as the fourth estate of the realm. But as far as security is concerned, in my view, we are supposed to be the second estate of the realm, because next to the security agencies is media, because everybody gets information from the media, electronics, print, social media, and what have you. So we all rely, the public relies on information from the media, whether good or bad. So if the media can have ethics, at least the public can be educated positively towards bringing a lot of the development in the country. So that is why, to me, as far as security is concerned, media should be second, because they are the next most important arm than the security agencies.